Nicole Smith.
And Steve Kime from Blood and Iron Martial Arts.
As a martial artist with an interest in HEMA, you probably scour the internet looking for videos that interpret the manuscripts.
While there are many videos to consume, the sad truth is that many of these interpretations are quite flawed.
A flawed interpretation in a competitive environment can get you injured, or at best, lose the match.
In this series of videos, we're going to examine why these interpretations are flawed and in what ways we believe they can be improved.
In today's video, we're going to have a look at the lean.
If we examine the manuscripts, you're going to frequently find images of people in positions where they're leaning too far back or too far forward.
People looking at these illustrations quite often interpret them absolutely. This is how you must perform this action. That's only marginally true.
This is an artist's interpretation of these positions, not a photograph. Art is frequently subject to the times that they're lived in, as well as the artist's style. One great example of a practical use of the lean comes from modern boxing, when a boxer slips an incoming punch. He leans his head just enough out of the way to avoid the incoming strike while maintaining balance and keeping his face from being smashed in. Here is a pictorial indicating wrath on the right side. See how excessive the lean is here, with the head almost completely turned around. A better way of utilizing wrath position is to come to a more balanced position first, so that when the attack comes at my head, I can shift my weight to evade it and then respond with a counterattack of my own.
If we examine Capodoro, we will see some pictures illustrating a backward-leaning position with the head behind the body's center line. Frequently, interpretations of this position will be exaggerated to the point of excess. Having the front leg locked at the knee or very nearly locked and placing all of your weight in the back leg here will nearly completely eliminate your ability to move. Adopting a more balanced stance allows us the option of being able to redistribute our weight in order to avoid an attack from our opponent or just buy us some time.
Another example of this comes from Fiore's manuscript in the form of Posta di Donna Sinistra, or left women's guard. From the diagram, you can see here that the feet appear to be turned away from the opponent in an unwieldy fashion. Practically, in a combative environment, this would mean you are exposing your back to your opponent. Not the best strategy in a sparring match or a combat encounter. A better interpretation of this position would be to adopt a more balanced posture with 50-50 weight on my feet. That way, I can deliver powerful cuts, I can quickly defend incoming strikes, and if my opponent comes in with a thrust, I can drive their tip to the ground, just like Fiore describes in the manuscript. In addition, this balance allows me to shift my weight to avoid the strike and come in with a countercut of my own.
Let's have a look at the do's and don'ts.
Do use a lean akin to a boxing slip as a means of evading an attack and gaining small amounts of measure and timing on your opponent.
Do use a balanced position to maximize your mobility and your foot speed.
Don't over-exaggerate the positions more so than already illustrated.
Don't use the lean as a static position.
If you follow these simple guidelines,
you won't wind up like this guy.
We hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe.
And as always, a big thank you to our Patreon supporters. Without you, this wouldn't be possible.
If you enjoy the content that we produce and want to join one of our live online classes, please click the link below.
And remember, if you don't put in the training, you won't get the result.